Welcome, welcome everybody. So tonight or today or whenever you're watching this video, I want to share with you a little bit on some organizational systems. Now, I'm going to be really transparent with you. Back in the day when I was a newer consultant, when I had a party or a facial, I would kind of like panic a little and I'd go, oh my God, where are my trays and mirrors? Where are my washcloths? Like I would be a hot mess. And then I'd get it all together and it would take me like an hour to get it all together. And then I'd go do at the party and then I'd come back and because I didn't have a system, I would like dump everything upside down and try to put everything away. And then a week later, if someone else wanted to book a facial, I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my stuff? And several years ago, I learned a couple different systems that I hope really will help you. We did a big group of women last night. We did about 30 people. And that's probably more than you're going to do obviously at a typical skincare class. But I want to share with you some things that have really worked for me. And of course, if you're watching this live, feel free to type in the chat any suggestions or questions or comments. But I'm going to go with you a few things. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, grab a piece of paper and a pen because I'm going to put on there things you need to buy. And these are things, most of them are through Mary Kay, but there's a few like Dollar Tree kind of things. And so these are things that I'm just going to suggest. Do you have to buy them all at once? Absolutely not. But they are things that you are going to want to get. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is, so I want to ask you this, and this is more of a rhetorical question, but like if your neighbor called you today and said, you know what, I know you do Mary Kay. Would it be possible? I'd love to have a facial tomorrow. And then you say, okay, great. And then you hang up. And are you freaking out? Because you're like, what bed is my kit under? Like, or where in the garage is my starter kit? Do I even have a lookbook from this last year or whatever? So I'm going to challenge you to get some systems together. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is how to load your bags. Now, every director has probably got a different version of this, but this is just what I do. So this is the black mesh zipper bag. You can buy additional black mesh zipper bags for $1 on section 2. I would suggest you get probably 3 to 5 extra ones that are not part of your tray and mirror, just extras. And I'll show you what you're going to do with those in just a minute. So let me kind of dissect this and kind of show you what's in here. So when I do 5 faces, I grab 6 of these. If I book 3 people, I grab 4 of them. I always grab an extra one because it never fails. Some neighbor will drop in unexpected. Somebody not even invited will come by and say, "Oh my gosh, you're doing that. Can I participate?" And I've done that before when I didn't take an extra one. And I'd say to the hostess, "Do you have a dinner plate? And then do you have a little mirror?" And so we'd make this kind of haphazardly looking pampering thing, and I'd be squirting stuff on a dinner plate. So just always take 1 to 2 extras that you more than what you have RSVPs for. So hopefully that'll make sense. All right, so the first thing I'm going to tell you to put in here is, so let me just kind of dissect this really quick. So think about really quick, when you do somebody for the very first time, what are some of the things that you need? So first of all, I put my reorder label on all my trays and mirrors. And the reason for that is when you go to do an event with, let's say, a colleague, like a sister consultant or whatever, you don't want to, not be able to find your own stuff. Like last night, literally, there was like 6 of us there. And I said, well, my name's on everything. And they're like, oh, thank God you did that. So I got all my stuff back. But what you're going to always want to do is have this pre-set up, meaning your mirror is clean. Okay. And you don't have to do this. You could pay a teenager to do this or whatever. You've got the clear little plastic insert. And these are easy to accidentally put 2 in here by accident. And you're going to want to put this kind of a placemat. Now I have one placemat here that says Miracle Set. And it's the one that's got day defender, nighttime recovery, moisturization. Because even if I'm doing a day one, I want them to try the night and the vice versa. They do it on the back of their hand. So I want this. You can print this out off our unit boards, or you can print it out on Mary Kay and Touch. And you can make this however you want. I have some that are also for repair. And then the company used to sell some. And some of them don't even have a word. They're just blanks. You can squirt whatever you want. And that's helpful because that way clients know what to use. And then this has always got satin lips at the top and stuff. So you just put this inside here like this, right? The mirror goes in and just kind of sort of snaps down, right? So I put this inside the bag. What else do I need? Well, I want to provide them with some kind of a headband. So I got these from some company. They're kind of cute, but you don't have to get glittery ones. You can just get basic ones. But you are going to be washing these a lot. So after somebody uses them, I literally put them in a lingerie bag and just throw them in the washing machine. So I have honestly about 16 of these. So like last night, several gals came with ponytails, which was great. They didn't even need headbands, but I put the headband in here. What else are you going to need? You definitely want a profile card. Even if she filled one out virtually, you still want her to fill out a profile card. This will give you her name, her address, for PCP future mailings. It'll give you her birthday so you can do birthday discounts. It also gives her a place on the back, which we'll talk to you about later, to ask for referrals and stuff. So this is a must. I fold this in half. I tuck this in here as well. Now she's also going to write a pen. Because I'll tell you guys, over the years, I've gone to do parties like this and I'll go, and I used to keep all my supplies in separate bags, meaning I had all my headbands in one zipper bag. I had all my washcloths in one zipper bag. I had all my pens and profiles in one zipper bag. Well, one party, I forgot my cotton rounds and the thing that had the profile and the pen. So now I don't do that system where I had like 9 different bags and you're unzipping every single bag. Everything's in one. So we've got the tray with the mirror already in, or the mirror and tray with this little disposable on the inside. You've got a profile card if you're writing this down, a headband, a pen, make sure the pen works, draw on something to make sure it works. You want a disposable washcloth. Even if you're using real washcloths, always include one of these because if they're doing microderm or charcoal, you're going to need a second washcloth. So I either pack 2 of these in, or I'll take this plus a real one. And the real washcloths often I get at the Dollar Tree because they're microfiber. They're extremely soft. They're also very cheap, but they're gray, which is great for the charcoal mask. So I usually just put one disposable one here toward the back. I put 2 cotton rounds. I get these at the Dollar Tree. One for eye makeup remover, one for micellar water, because I demo both of those. And if, let's say you're doing a makeup appointment, you're not going to demo them, just put them in here anyway, because you can always pull out what you need and whatever you don't need, you don't have to put in here. Okay. Now that's usually what I put in there. I am doing a lot of skincare and charcoal mask sessions. So I started including an actual applicator. Again, it's got my reorder label on it, but I'm actually been including the masking applicator in this. So I have now 15 of these done up just like this. So this is not for makeup. This is just for me doing basic skincare kind of stuff, right? And so it's got, again, two cotton rounds, disposable washcloth, tray mirror with an insert, profile card, headband, pen, and a masking applicator. Okay, so again, I had 4 faces. I brought 6. You always bring more. Okay, now paper systems. I always make a custom goodie bag. So I got these plastic bags at my girlfriend's house, but you can get them little cello bags. I get them the same size as the lookbook. So I stamp the back of the lookbook with my contact info. So I'll make 25 of these at a time. So they're in a shoebox, all lined up, ready to go. And then I have a different color bag if they're in Spanish, because I do, like last night, I needed one that was in Spanish and all the rest were in English. But if you're only dealing with English or you're only dealing with Spanish, just do one. In here, I have my info in the back. I always throw in a couple pieces of hard candy. Everyone loves candy, and my business card. And that's all I put in there. Then when I go to pull my goodie, I call these my goodie bags. When I go to pull these for my party, if I promise one lady microderm or whatever and something special, I might put in here microderm and I might put in like a sheet face mask or whatever. I will tuck those in. And when I do that, I always take a little like a address label and I put that on here with her name on it. So if hers is customized, I always put her name on it. The good thing about that is that then at the end of the party, if someone leaves, they're out, they're like, well, whose is this? And if it doesn't have everyone's names on it. So you can also put an actual hello, my name is name tag with their name on it, slide it in here and say, well, go ahead and put your name tag on. Now you're able to call them by their name the whole time, which is great. Okay, so this is just kind of their pre-goodie bag kind of thing. All right. Then I have other paperwork that I bring. So I run off a ton of these. These are hashtag party boards, and you can use these or not use these, totally up to you. And then I have both closing sheets laminated. So I have this one, which is now to the point where I'm going to take off the sonic brush and just put the Young Mary Kay skincare on here. But you can use this one or the one with the numbers on it. It's very effective. So whatever closing sheet you want to use, find the closing sheet that you like, that you feel you're going to get good results with. Now I laminated it. On this side is the closing sheet. And on this side, it's facts about starting a Mary Kay business. You could use that on the back. You could use a sheet about Mary Kay, all the positive things the company's got going, like the things that says in 60 years, look what our company has achieved. There's all kinds of things you could do. I put these in a very thick lamination and I put them with the price sheet down, face down, and their tray mirror sitting on top of this. Does that make sense? So at the table, it's literally like this is your placemat, like you're eating food, and there's like table of 6, there's 6 placemats. So you probably want to have 12 of these done that has the prices on one side and it has something on one side. You could even use the company placemat. You could take something like this it doesn't have the options, but it says in here, totally fun, Mary Kay, your life, be who you want to be. So you could literally take that, even though this side does have the options on it, and you could have that be on here, which is a little bit more generic-y than who's ready to join. So you could laminate this, so this would be on one side, and this would be on the other. The bottom line is you want something that you can put down like a placemat that also protects the hostess's table with the washcloth and all that stuff. Does that make sense? All right. So then when you set it up, you're going to pre-squirt stuff. So let's talk about, so you've got your goodie bag. Now, let's say it's a color appointment. What I do is I have little like, I don't know if they're sandwich baggies, but they're like a little bit bigger than just like not the snack ones, but the ones that are a little bit bigger than that. And what I do is I put 3 applicators in there. I put a masking applicator, a foundation brush, and something to apply powder. Now, if money is really, really tight, you could buy these. They don't look exactly like this. They now are black, but these are what the ones before that look like. These are like $4 retail. I believe your cost is 2. And you could buy a whole bunch of these. They would use this for their translucent powder, for their cheek color. When they get their color card, they put their cheek color on with this. So these brushes are super inexpensive, easy to use. They're not quite as lush as using this. I mean, which would you rather use, right? But what you could do is you could let the hostess use this, or what I suggest, and I would definitely put on your piece of paper on the far right column, things to order. I would order a complete brush set and have that be for your hostess. So when the hostess gets there, I don't care if it's her and one friend. If her friend gets this and the hostess gets this, do you not think there's a slight incentive to be the hostess? Of course there is. So for the hostess, I actually take the zipper bag and it has this in it. It has a foundation brush. It has the cheek brush. Does that make sense? So they're going to use each and every one of these on what they for their pampering session, if that makes sense. Okay. So you can have those now. What I will tell you is if you can just remember on every order you place, just buy 2 brushes. Literally just buy 2 brushes. So maybe the masking applicators are not expensive. They're, I think, $6 your cost. So maybe you could order 3 masking applicators, put your label on them and put those out. Now, what I did is the first time I did a charcoal mask party with the new masking applicator, it was for women. I put a brand new one in the plastic sleeve. And I said, those are all brand new. So if you fall in love with it, you can actually take that one home. And 3 of the 4 bought it. They bought the masking set, which came with the applicator. So there went 3 of my 4 and 1 was left over. I cleaned and I had my first demo brush. So then the next skincare class, I gave all 4 of them or 3 of them, however many people were there, a brand new one. And whoever, so eventually I accumulated like 8 of the silicone ones. And then I have a few of the old masking brushes. So you're going to want something to apply foundation with, something to apply powder. Could be something big like this, could be something as little as this, and then something for cheek color. If money is super duper tight, you can use this for powder first, and then use this exact same brush for cheek color. When I'm doing a color appointment, like a color card kind of face raise type of thing, I just give them a sponge tip, 2 little sponge tips, or get the double-ended ones on Amazon or whatever. And that's all I give them. I don't give them brushes. Now, if I'm doing a makeup event where I'm actually coming to teach them skincare and color, then yes, I will again order brushes. The cheapest way, believe it or not, is to order brush sets because it's less expensive per brush when you do that. But if you want, let's say 12 eye brushes, they don't all have to have all of them. The blending, the contour, all that. Does that make sense? But just, you're going to want to get some brushes. Get the basic brush. Even if you don't do the eyes are not that big a deal. They can use a sponge tip for once, but you definitely want to do something for powder or cheek, right? Something for foundation. And I will tell you, this is my favorite foundation brush, this blending brush. So this is especially great on mature skin because it leaves the most product on their face versus this one. So you could do your party half and half. 3 women could have this with their CC cream. 3 women could have this. And I'll say, you guys compare your brushes, see which ones you guys like. And they're like, oh, I want to try that one. I mean, people are funny. And these brushes, in retrospect to what they charge for a brush from Ulta or Sephora, these are incredibly inexpensive. Because I think a brush similar to this at Sephora is 40. And I think ours is, I don't even know how much this is. Someone put in the chat. I think it's 16 or 18. I can't remember. But it's everybody that I show this and demo this, they end up buying one. So you definitely want to have some brushes. It makes you look professional, but I'll tell you, there's nothing like setting out the brush set and saying to the hostess, oh, that brush set is for you. You're my hostess. go ahead and unzip it. And she unzips it and she's like, whoa, because there's a cheek brush. And then I've tucked in a foundation brush. And then she's got 3 eye brushes. Now that brush set is, I think it's 50. You guys, this is terrible. I don't know my price. It's either 56 or 58, but your cost is half that. And you're getting a case and all these brushes. Oh, thank you. It's 56. So does that make sense? So you just want to be prepared. All right. And then when you're doing a color appointment, the company did announce they're going to get rid of our color cards, which is really sad because this just makes our life so easy. Once these disappear, what I would do is just order a squillion appleberry, lip dots, and rosewood. I just give everybody one of those 2 colors. If they are beige to bronze skin, I give them appleberry. If they're beige to ivory, I give them rosewood. Those are the only 2 colors I demo when I'm doing a color party if I don't have color cards. Okay. And again, you can buy 1 or 2 blushes and put it out, and they're not supposed to double dip and all that, but we won't even get into all that stuff. Okay. Now let's talk about demo product. So I have, as you can see here, I have all my demo product organized in my roll up. All right. So what you will see here is I have 1 pocket, and you can do yours however you want. This is just how I've always set mine up. This top pocket is in the miracle set. Always, always, always the miracle set. So it's got both formulas, dry to normal, combo to oily. So if you've got a starter kit, the $90 bag, pull out your miracle set. It's got both cleansers, both moisturizers, and it shares the Day Defender, Night Recovery, and the eye cream. Okay, so you're gonna have all of that in here. The next pocket I have is micellar water, eye makeup remover, and eye patches. Those are the 3 things I demo. The next pocket are supplements. I've got microdermabrasion in here, glycolic radiance peel, and vitamin C. That's all I have in that pocket. So again, it's 2-step microderm, glycolic, and then the vitamin C. Then the bottom one happens to have charcoal mask, gel mask, and satin lips. Now, you can also take this out if that's not what you want. You could put satin hands in one of these. I will tell you one tip though on demoing repair. And let me grab mine really quick. If you want a woman to fall in love with a set that's $215, here's what I would suggest. A couple things. One is you got to demo out of this. I really feel strongly about that. So what you do is you demo out of it until it's 3/4 empty, and then you put it in your bathroom and use it on you. And then break open another one. Because when they see this like this, they understand that it comes as a set. They see this, they love the luxury look of it, the feel of the packaging, all of that. So I literally squirt and demo right out of this. And as I run out of pieces, I just break open a new one, a new piece for whatever I'm filling up. Does that make sense? But you want to show them this. The other thing I highly suggest is running off and laminating the repair price comparison. So I have this. It's a couple years old, but our price has not changed. I'm sure these prices have gone up. The other thing I do is I have just a couple of these fun pictures of like a friend of mine who it shows the repair line. So you can get these laminated things and you can just go to FedEx Kinko's and run these off. These are just kind of like credibility things. You can also use your flip chart, but I find when I do a virtual party, I literally take this. I run off about 50 of these price comparisons in black and white. I fold it in half and I put it in the packet when I mail it out. So if you get a packet from me that has repair skincare, it will always have the price comparison. Why? I just don't want them to get sticker shock when they see that it's $215. I want them to see if they walked into Macy's, what they would be charged with a comparable product. Okay. So you have that as an option. All right. So when you're doing color appointments, I got a caboodle, which is like this clear, I don't have it here, it's not my car. It's a clear lucite. It's a little tray thing. It's a caboodle. It's this little storage container that's maybe 10 inches by 8 inches with a little handle. Now what's in there? I have 3 or 4 zippered pouches like this black mesh zipper pouch. And I'm going to tell you what's in these, and I suggest you do this. One pouch has 1 tube of foundation primer and every tube of CC cream. Now, if you got the $90 bag, you have every tube of CC cream. You may not have primer, but you definitely want a demo primer. It makes a huge deal. Okay. My next zipper pouch has got translucent loose powder and under eye corrector. And I think I've got maybe 1 concealer in there, maybe dark ivory or light beige. So I've got under eye corrector, translucent powder, and a concealer. And then the other one has anything to do with brows, brow pencil. I think I broke open 3 or 4 brow pencils, as well as brow tint, because those you can demo on someone, everyone sees, and they all get excited and go for it, if that makes sense. So you want to be prepared so that you're not feeling disheveled. So if I'm not doing any color at all, I will often leave that caboodle at home. But it never fails. The one time I do that and don't even throw it in the car, someone will say, well, do you have that CC cream stuff here that I could try on the back of my hand? And I'm like, no, it's at home in my caboodle thing. So if you want to, when you have your roll-up bag, you could make one pocket of your roll-up bag have those different products in it. That's totally up to you. I actually have a consultant who has two roll-up bags. One is like mine, all skincare, and the other one she has is all makeup. She's got CC cream in one pocket. She's got the translucent powder with the concealer, the under eye corrector in one pocket. She has all the brow stuff in the next one. And I think the bottom one is, I don't remember what the bottom one is. It might be color cards or something. So when she's doing color, she grabs both roll ups. Super organized, super together, super simple. Does that make sense? So the other thing that's important, just so you have a system, is when you come home from a party or a facial from your neighbor or whatever. One is, to me, this is important to get, whether it's a virtual or in person, because this is kind of their wish list, right? But what I do is I want to make sure that I have the opportunity to close with each individual person. So when I come home with the sales receipt, I'll just grab a receipt here that's already filled out. What I do is when they place an order, and I also learned this the hard, I learn everything, I guess, the hard way. I don't know, that's just how I roll apparently. But when a customer purchases from me, so here's a customer named Fariba. So when she ordered, I had everything she ordered: repair eye cream, primer, lash intensity mascara. So if I had all of this with me when I was seeing her, I don't circle anything. So when you come home with receipts, if nothing is circled, that tells me it's paid in full and I delivered everything. If there's two items in here circled, she might have said, oh, can I get a cheek color? And maybe it was a skincare class and I didn't bring makeup. Okay, which depending on how far you're driving may not be the smartest thing. You might want to bring makeup. So if I come home though, and anything on here has a circle around it, like I just circle the quantity, that's just my coding. So you come up with your own coding. But if something is circled, that means I didn't have it. Either I'm out of stock and I have to CDS and ship it to her, or I just didn't bring it. So when I come home from a party, if I have 7 receipts, I'm just going, okay, nothing circled, paid in full, done. And I put them in a pile to call them in 2 days and 2 weeks. So, but again, you want to have some kind of a system. Otherwise, when you come home, it'll be like insane. The other thing is bring 2 empty plastic bags, ideally like big Ziploc bags, 2 big ones. One is for wet washcloths and one is for all your dirty brushes. So as I'm collecting brushes last night, I'm going around the table grabbing all these brushes and I just threw them all in one bag. Otherwise, you don't know where to throw them. You kind of throw them in the side of your kit, and it's a disaster. Okay. So I hope these tips have been helpful. You always want to take a sales receipt with you. Whether you do the carbon one, and even if you're going to do it virtually on the app, you still want to have the paper receipt in case they want a copy. Also, we did a really fun close last night where every set has a number, and we asked them to tell us what they wanted, and we had them add up. If it were free, how much would you want? And my guest had come up with the biggest total, which was $613 of all the stuff she got to see. The other thing I want to mention to you is your flip chart. So a lot of people love the flip chart. The flip chart, I apologize, mine is in my car. It is a heavy binder and it goes through everything. 2 huge reasons why you want to use a flip chart. One, it gives you product knowledge and makes you feel and look confident and smart. The second thing is it keeps you on task so you don't talk too much, but you talk enough. It's got the referral game in there. It's got closing. And you can rearrange the order of the pages if you don't like the order they do them in, but the bottom line is it's all in there. So the flip chart I would highly suggest using. We even have a virtual flip chart if you don't want to use the company paper one. If you're doing it virtually, like on Zoom, there is a way for you to do it so that they can see the picture and you get to see the writing. Okay, so the flip chart is for many reasons. Good product knowledge, keeps you on task, keeps it streamlined, keeps it short. But I want to make sure you've got all your supplies together. So again, on every order, definitely have a full brush set for your hostess. The other brushes you can gather as you go. And trust me, it'll be a great system and you'll have great success. So thanks for watching.